Hi, everybody. Welcome back to My Story, My Reality. I'm Benna,
I'm Sarah.
and we're both students at Kirkwood. I'm studying marketing management, and I'm in my second year.
Yeah, I'm in my second year of the management program,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to get my Master Gardeners through Iowa State Extension Office.
Yeah. So I'll just jump right into the questions.
Sweet.
The first one is how do you view/overcome failure?
I feel like it's changed a lot in just the last year or so, just in 2025. I see it more as an opportunity than I used to, for sure. Because it used to be like this thing I'd like beat myself up over, and now it's okay, take a breath, let's learn, let's go. Yeah, and so overcoming failure for me has changed a lot with my perspective of God, my religion specifically, where it's like I can cast my fears onto that, and I have people I can talk to. So it's definitely a more stable process when overcoming failure or fear of failure than it used to be.
Yeah, I'm part of Neighbors of Iowa City too. I forgot to mention that. It's more of like a looser kind of faith-based organization, but I feel the same way. Sort of like I feel like there's like a certain anchor that comes with having some type of like religious belief, and definitely
Oh,
having
for
like a
sure.
community. Yeah,
Yeah, especially just with the community I've gained.
yeah,
Uh, it's just been absolutely insane. And I'm leading other young women, which is insanity. And so it's like, well, I can't tell them to face their fears if I'm not willing to face mine. I can't tell them, like, we got to keep going. Like your purpose is greater than this if I can't do
yeah.
that myself. Yeah. So I think of Romans 8:38 a lot, where it's like, we are all now more than conquerors through Christ who loves us and conquers for us.
Can I ask what was the last fear you shared with your group?
The last fear I shared, yeah, 'cause I've had a lot of stuff go on
Yeah,
lately. Most recently, it's just been like a little bit of a fear of like bringing shame to my family, even though that's not true.
yeah,
Like, it's just like this thing that's been so interconnected in my life. And so really like untangling the roots of that and trying to pull it out of my proverbial garden
yeah,
has been really wild. And it's been sweet to share that process with other girls who feel the same way, where it's like, I'm learning how to face this for the first time too. Do you want to come with me? Let's learn together. And that's been really sweet. And then my co-leader has just been really wonderful through that process, pointing me towards the truth and not just the lies
yeah,
of like, I feel like a disappointment. I feel like all those things. And she goes, well, Sarah, that's not true.
yeah,
Yeah. So it's just been this like, I don't want to say a group project. It's a little bit like a road trip. It's this
Yeah.
like group journey, and we all are bringing different things to the table, and we're all conquering it together.
yeah. I like that analogy. Road trip. That's nice. Yeah. I usually have to unpack those kinds of things with my therapist, so it's nice that you have it's nice that you have a nice little group. When you talk about other women, is SALT a mixed group or is it just women?
It's a mixed group, but
Okay.
I am not equipped to lead guys.
Yeah.
That's just not how I'm built. I know adult connection groups are mixed gendered, and I will get there eventually, but for where I'm at right now, this is what works. It is so 18 through I think 23 is when you age out. It's multiple colleges, so there's Mount Mercy, Cornell, and Kirkwood, and so we've got about half of our group is working class girls, and the other half are students right now. So even though we're all in different phases, we're all struggling with similar things, and that's
Yeah.
really eye-opening to No, but when we get together for early Monday morning prayer once a month, or for Salt Company worship, like every type of person is allowed in the doors. We want people to feel known and loved.
Yeah. That's nice. I like that.
That's sweet.
Yeah. For the next question, what is the purpose of college to you?
I know, like, the basic answer is, like, it's education, so I can get a good job and get good, all of this. For me, it's been a huge, like, networking opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, I would not have done this, like, a year ago. I would have looked Professor Tara in the face and been like, what do you mean? But it's gotten me very interconnected. We were talking about De Novo earlier, and like all of these other companies that I just would have been like, I don't know who to talk to if I wanted to work at XYZ company. And so now I feel like it's built my confidence a lot, and I feel like college should be doing more of that. Like, obviously your studies are important, the things you are learning are important, but that's the biggest way I think it preps you for what's next. It's not like you're going to magically have a job when you graduate, but it's giving you the opportunity to get there and get there confidently and get there safely.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does college mean to you?
For me, I actually took a gap year after I graduated high school because I kind of wanted to figure out what I wanted to do. And I think my gap year kind of taught me that, like, I'm more of like a structured person. I don't do the best when, I guess when I'm trying to do it myself, like trying to do it all myself, like work and educate yourself and all those things. It can be kind of hard. So I feel like college to me is like structure, and it's such an opportunity to like grow, because like you say, like your academics and education is very important, but I feel like the life that college gives you is even more important, and it teaches you so much of like networking and time management and how to build relationships, because it's so different building relationships in college than it was in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that I had to learn really quickly is how to build relationships with your professors as well, because I feel like when you're in high school, like you and your teachers, I feel like you interact with them so differently than you interact with your professors now. It's a lot more casual and relationship based.
Yeah, the first name basis is crazy.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in high school, we had a good friend of mine from Germany. She came and she stayed with us for a couple of weeks. And it was so amazing. But I remember one of my teachers in high school, she's like, oh, yeah, just call me by my last name. I'm just Maxton.
Yeah.
And she had such a hard time wrapping her head around it. She's like, Miss, no, well. I remember we came home the first day she came to classes with me, and she was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a great question.
Yeah.
So and then I was explaining, like, with college, like, it's even different because like, Lori Brown, like, we all just call her Lori. Like, first day she goes, so I'm Dr. Lori Murlock, Brown now. And, but you guys can just call me Lori. And I was like, you have a doctorate degree. What do you mean I'm on a first name basis with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's certainly wild.
It is a lot different than it is in high school. Yeah. Do you think you have a strong or loose sense of identity in college?
I think my identity in this phase of my life is a lot stronger than it was when I was younger. Because when I was younger, I felt like I was doing things for other people's approval more often. And now it's like, I have choices. That's so wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my identity is definitely much more rooted in my religion than it used to be. I felt like I really struggled when I tried to be my own identity, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, the idea of, like, finding yourself terrified me, because I was like, what do you mean I have to figure it out? Like, that is a terrible idea. I will not choose correctly. And so being in this community and seeing things so differently now has definitely made me a lot more grounded as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen that kind of identity change in yourself?
Yeah. For me, when I first started college, I feel like I had like I felt kind of lost because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So it was hard for me to like, I don't know, it was hard for me to like figure out what I liked and figure
Yeah.
out what I would want to do in the future. It was very hard my first semester of college. So I feel like now I have a stronger sense of identity than I did my first semester. But I think with time and with learning and your experience in life, like you have a stronger rooted sense of identity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about people asking like little kids like what do you want to be when you grow up versus like asking that all the time until they graduate high school, and that's just like
Yeah.
okay, go do it, and you're just like what?
I
Do you have any opinions or stories on that?
I think it's kind of crazy. Like, I think when you're a kid, obviously, I think that question is more lighthearted because you have so much, like, there isn't, like, this, like, realism kind of, like, that's imposed on you the way it is in college where they're like, okay, yeah, you could be a pop star or you could get a 9 to 5.
Or
like,
you could make money.
yeah, or you could get a 9 to 5 like the rest of the community. But I feel like in high school it's like it's too much. I think one of the reasons why I decided to take a gap year is because I feel like senior year was very overwhelming with like the what do you want to do, like what are you going to study, where are you going to go. It was just like it was too much. I was like forget about it. I'm just going to figure it out later.
Real.
Yeah. But how do you feel about it?
I did a lot of job shadows, and I knew what I liked pretty early on. I spent the first part of my resume in plants. So I did landscaping and greenhouse management all through high school, like at Norridge Greenhouse. And it was awesome, and I loved it. But unfortunately, the city does not pay bills very well. So then it's like, okay, well, this is what I like to do. I like to move around. And so then trying to weigh my options based on my skills, who I've met, and then where I feel like I'm being kind of called to next. Like sort of like the dream is I want to be a small business owner in some capacity. I want to farm flowers. I just think that sounds so good. And it would
really
get me
cool.
outside and it would use all of my business skills that I'm earning here.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, how do I get from my almost last semester in college to
To
out
there.
plowing a field? Like, how do I
Yeah.
sort of like bridge that gap? Is sort of an interesting learning curve. Yeah, but I know, like, if you asked me when I was a little kid, I would have just been like, bro, what?
Really?
I was like, okay, well, maybe a nurse, maybe a this, maybe that. Like, I just, like, I tried really hard to, like, figure everything out when I was younger. So I did a ton of really random job shadows.
Good.
Yeah, which is something more people should take an opportunity with. Even Kirkwood students, like, email them, ask if you can, like, watch them for half of a day. Just be like, can I come in from 2 to 5 and can I just see the work you do?
That's so cool. I would love to have like a little person shadow me.
Yeah.
That would feel so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're doing marketing, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so J.W. Morton might be an interesting one. De Novo we've talked about. And there's a lot of like little marketing firms. Like Jacob Fitzner owns one. It's Midwest Marketing. I don't know if that's correct or not.
Yeah.
He's pretty young and he owns his own sort of a firm. He would be interesting to talk to. Yeah, there's so many people to reach out to. Like, why
Yeah.
not?
I job shadowed Kirkwood Marketing actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was nice. I really liked their team.
Sweet.
Yeah, I've noticed with a lot of marketing teams, the people are very interesting and kind of fun. I don't know.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
hire a lot of like the poet type of people.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
artsy people.
yeah.
Sort of. Yeah.
The people who just get random things in their head and
Yeah.
say, "All right, let's commit to the bit."
Yeah, exactly.
It's
That's
so
what I
good.
love. I feel like the team that I'm going to end up working on is going to be very fun. And I think that's what makes me happy about picking the major that I picked.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like I can work a desk job if.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good.
How do you balance your personal life with your student life or your school life? Yeah.
I feel like at certain seasons of the semester, it's like
Yeah.
I have been writing this essay since 2 p.m,
Yeah.
and 10 hours later, I'm almost done.
Yeah.
So that's certainly something I've been learning
Yeah.
to manage. Like I learned I do not do well if I'm doing homework at home, so I will
too.
I will go literally anywhere else.
Literally. Yeah, me too.
because or else it's like, oh, the dogs need out,
Yes.
or my sister's practicing cheer upstairs, and or something like that.
Yeah.
And like, not to diss on the dogs or my sister, but it's like
Yeah.
I can't focus.
Yeah, no, that
And
makes
so
sense.
I've learned a lot to like give myself pretty strict hours on like my cutoff time is 11 at night. If
Good.
it's 11 at night and my
Yeah.
laptop is open, I need to shut it
Yeah.
right after I email my professor. Like if
Yeah.
it's a Sunday night and it's due in an hour,
Yeah.
I'll be like,
Yeah.
I've been working on this all week. I just can't.
Yeah.
Things came up. Life is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just being sure to take breaks for myself in order to avoid
Yeah.
burnout.
Mm-hmm.
So like the first Sunday of the month,
Mm-hmm.
I told my job, I was like, I don't work that day
Mm-hmm.
because I'll go to church. I'll do some things around the house. Like usually I'll bake or something.
Cool.
And then later we have like some kind of church meeting usually.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's this like really decent gap of time where just once a month I can say like,
Mm-hmm.
no computer, no nothing.
That's nice.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
been really sweet to sort of integrate
Mm-hmm.
that kind of like deep
Mm-hmm.
rest. When before it was just like, I'm Barbie, I can do it. It's not true. Burnout Barbie is such a liar.
Yes.
I even joked about that with one of my professors. She goes,
Uh-huh.
introduce yourself to the class in a unique way. I said, hi, I'm Burnout Barbie. I can do it all as long as I'm wearing waterproof mascara. Like it was, and it's sort of this bit.
Yeah.
So I'll even look at some of my friends and be like, are you being a Burnout Barbie right now?
Uh-huh.
Do you need to go take a break? Do you catch
Are we
yourself?
taking care of ourselves?
Yes. Do you catch yourself in sort of like the girl boss mode?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, but I feel like I'm more of like a rest kind of girl, honestly.
Real?
I used to burn out a lot in high school because I feel like I took my academics super seriously, which I love because I feel like it developed a really strong work ethic. But I'm the same way. Like I used to stay up. It didn't matter how long I'd stay up in high
Nope.
school. But now it's like if it's 12 o'clock, I'm going to bed because I have classes and work and stuff like that. And I just don't feel like college is as structured as high school used to be. Like, so if I get like tired in the middle of the day, like I'm going home, I'm going to bed. So I have to make sure I get enough sleep in order to get me through the entire day and do my work and stuff.
Do you feel like your family's culture has shaped that a little bit? Like I'm from a very German household, and because my dad is 100% German,
Yeah.
and so I feel like that very much shaped. It's like
Yeah.
you must do well.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's interesting because, well, I mean, I grew up with a single mom, and she's an immigrant too. So she's a first gen, and I'm the daughter of an immigrant parent, and she's a single parent. I'd say she never like necessarily forced me to do well. I just, from a young age, I remember thinking to myself like, I want to do really well in my academics.
Wow.
Yeah, I just knew that.
Oh, you're just ambitious
Yes,
like that.
I knew that I wanted to, and like it's still been there. But career wise, my mom has always looked for more ways to do better. I don't think she necessarily pushes that on me, but it's definitely something that I've developed like subconsciously. If you're a kid and you're watching your
Yeah.
parents work hard, you're gonna think, well, I gotta work hard in
for
order to have
sure.
a good life. So yeah, I definitely get that a little bit from my mom. But yeah. And then for me, I don't know, balancing personal and school life. I don't think it's that hard. It can be at certain times, and like especially around finals, you just kind of have to.
Thanksgiving week.
Yes, I feel like it sucks sometimes because you have to like lock yourself in the library or lock yourself in your room and just get it all done.
Yeah.
But I think I find some beauty in it because I don't know. Sometimes you have to just commit all the way to your education and make sure everything gets done.
Me and my chai tea against the world.
Yeah, me and my coffee and Red Bull against the world.
Oh shoot.
I know,
You are
it's-
caffeinated.
Yeah, I can go a couple days without caffeine, and then I'm like, all right, that's enough for me. Where's the Red Bull at? So yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not a caffeine addict, and maybe I should debate becoming one in my next semester, but
No, you should not. I had to stop getting on Red Bulls because I was like getting like caffeine withdrawals, like headaches and stuff. And my mom gets those too because she drinks a bunch of coffee.
oh yeah, for sure.
And I'm like mother, like daughter, I gotta stop following your shoes. Yeah. I used to think Red Bull was too much, and then I got to college and I was like, yeah, no.
No.
I see why people take them. Yeah, I don't know.
A couple of friends of mine went to a wedding, and him and I were talking on the phone the next day, and he goes, yeah, so you know who Clark is, right? I said, yeah, I know Clark. Great guy. And he goes, yeah, he had like 6 Red Bulls
6?
over the weekend.
Oh, no.
And I was like, brother.
Is he okay?
He's fine, but like,
Yeah.
well, then I was like, how do you function with that much in your system?
No.
Because I feel like I have a limit. Like,
Yeah.
I get past 100 and I start getting like a little bit funky.
Yeah.
So
it can definitely raise your anxiety, and if you don't eat, it'll hurt your stomach. That's one of the reasons why I had to stop drinking them.
real.
My stomach would hurt in the middle of the day, and I'm like, that sucks.
It's not worth it.
It's not. Sometimes the Red Bull has an extra punch for you, so.
I don't know. It's like, it's me and my barely caffeinated tea.
Yeah, I guess if you can get through the day without caffeine, good for you. It's really the best way to go about it, but if you need the extra push, you need it. What does it mean to choose the right path over the easy path in college? This one's an interesting question.
Oh, what a left turn.
I know.
I want to read it real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right path over the easy path.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think about this a lot with, I was talking to one of my professors about AI this morning.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that, yeah.
Like using it as a tool and not as a filler
Yeah.
is definitely
Mm-hmm.
a great way to
Yeah.
stay on the correct path. Or even like just Googling the answers,
Yeah.
which I know everyone does at one point or another.
Yeah.
But like for every
Yeah.
question, it's like, you know, you have to stop and think to yourself, like, I'm here to get an education, but am I soaking it in?
Yeah, exactly.
And is AI ethical is a whole other like
Yeah.
can of worms.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, using things that you're given the right way and stewarding those correctly is such a blessing, and it can be, and it feels so rewarding, at least for
Yeah.
me, to be like, I put on my boots and I did it myself.
Yeah,
like, It's so
exactly.
good. And
Yeah.
that might just be like the blue collar 14-year-old in me who was like, I'm gonna dig up thistles for a living, actually.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just like that. It's got the same kind of feeling as pulling weeds, actually, where it's
Yeah.
just like, when it's done, it just like
Yeah.
feels like complete. And I
Yeah.
feel that way when I do well on
Yeah.
an essay or on a presentation or something like that, where it's like, I did it,
Yeah.
and look how good I was able to do it.
Yeah.
Not to like, you know, be like, oh, my grades, but like,
No, it's good. Yeah.
yeah, but like, it's good to take pride in your work, and that'll certainly help you when you get
Yeah.
into like the full-time workforce.
Yeah.
Because they want people who are willing to problem solve, but still have the skills of
Yeah.
like AI
Yeah.
engineering
Yeah,
is a huge
exactly.
thing right now.
Yeah.
And other than that, like just like choosing the right path over the easy path. Another way that shows up for me, at least, is like if I'm talking to another girl about her life and her problems. Like if I'm not vulnerable with what I'm going through, how can I expect her? And if I don't say like, actually, yeah, I really fumbled that, and here's the ways I'm turning back to the right path after I tried to do things the easy way. So I feel like a lot of that is honesty and integrity.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you feel about some of those things in relation to school or just life?
Well, like, I want to talk about the AI one because I think that's such an important topic.
It really is.
Yes, because I feel like although AI has made some of education easier, because like sometimes if I'm in a lecture or I watch a video or something and I don't really understand the material, I feel like ChatGPT or AI in general is just really good at kind of giving it back to you and like educating you in a way that maybe the text wasn't able to or your professor wasn't able to. But sometimes I wish that maybe AI wasn't so prevalent now that we're in college, because sometimes you have to ask yourself, like, I'm paying to be here.
Yeah.
And this isn't high school anymore where somebody's forcing you to get, forcing you to take your classes. You're now doing it. So, like, you got to make sure that you're absorbing the information yourself, and you're not just letting AI take your education away from you. And then eventually, like, AI like uses all the information that you give it, and it takes it and it does stuff with it. So it's like you're kind of just giving it away for free. Like, you're paying for an education, but then you're giving it away for free.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel that. And so then I wish like it wasn't so prevalent now that we're in college, because I think it's hard to balance it out with using it as a tool and not getting lazy with it.
Oh yeah, the lines are blurred.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, one way I used it recently is like I was having trouble finding case studies. Because I'm doing a project on Thailand for my global business class, and I was like, I'm having such a hard time finding case studies that took place, since it's such a closed ecosystem as far as business goes, for the most part, because they are extremely loyal. And so they'll try to stick to brands that are already there.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
Right.
imagine you need to write an essay on a case study done of a business that went international in Thailand. Can you pull up some resources that might be helpful to find a case study? Go. And it pulled up 5 or 6 case studies from credible sources, and I was able to read through those and pick one and like do it.
Yeah.
But I could have said like, can you pick one and just write it for me? I
Yeah.
feel like that is wrong, and
Yeah.
that's where it crosses the blurry line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot faster too. You know what I mean? Do you have to sit for 2 hours and search through the best credible source? No. But sometimes AI also isn't the best, because it'll pull up like fake stuff.
Yes,
sometimes.
it hallucinates.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
And that's why it's like you have to be smart with it. You can't just rely on it like it's another person. Like, it is a tool. And so if you don't use it right, then obviously it'll reflect in your education. So like being careful with that. So choosing like and like what you said too, like there's a lot of pride and gratification that comes from doing your own work. And that's why sometimes I like, you know, like everybody likes working hard sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
like being able to sit down and study something for 2 hours and then get a good grade or create an essay. And if you continuously use AI, like you just don't get that. And I feel like you're kind of like, I was listening to a podcast last night, and it was about like instant gratification, and it was kind of about,
it's huge in our society right now.
It was kind of about college too, where it's like people aren't, like, it's harder for our generation to be more disciplined because of all the fast gratification.
Yeah.
Yeah, and college teaches you to like stick to your long-term goals and make sure that you're really like dedicating time to yourself. So yeah.
We've talked about that a lot with Bible reading recently, where I like it because it's a slow process. It's like making bread. Like, you have to like sit there and dwell with it.
Yeah.
You can't just kind of check it off a
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And so it's hard to almost compete with that in this like modern day and age, where it's just like, hey, how's your Bible reading been this last couple of weeks? Like, we haven't met one-on-one in a while. And she goes, no, not really great. Like, I've been spending too much time on social media and things like that. So it's like, we definitely are losing attention span at a ridiculous rate.
Yeah.
Or even like when I watched some kids over the summer, and so like seeing the difference between their friends who all have iPads and the kids I'm watching who don't have that kind of technology was fascinating.
Yeah.
Or like one little boy hit the little boy I was watching, and I brought that kid over to his mom, and I was like, hey, you hit the kid I'm watching. Like, I'm just a teenager watching these kids. Like, if you could speak to your son, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I was very polite about it, very upfront. I'm like, just punch the kid I'm watching in the gut. Like, what? And she hands him an iPad. He starts playing video games, and she goes, oh, well, it's just a hitting phase. He'll grow out of it. And this kid is just, like, scrolling. What?
Why are we letting iPads take over parenting for us?
Well, I feel like that's led to a lot of behavioral issues in school. They're even starting to talk about that with people studying education.
Good.
Like, a friend of mine is at UNI for elementary education. And she's wonderful. She's so patient. But it's so wild to, like, hear about all the ways she has to learn to, like, combat short attention spans.
Yeah.
It's so wild.
Yeah. And yeah, one of the other paths I was talking about was like, because one thing I like struggled with is like picking like my major and stuff.
Yeah.
And so sometimes,
Oh, it's so brutal.
yes. And I remember a professor, and this is what kind of made me change my major, but my professor telling us that like, you're not always like, if you decide to switch your major after like a semester of being in the wrong place, it's not always like you've wasted all your money or you've wasted all your time. Sometimes it's about figuring out what isn't for you to figure out what is for you. And so I wouldn't say that sticking with the major that you know isn't for you is easy, but it definitely is hard to figure out what else could be for you. And especially if you have like any parental like influence or pressure of like, oh, but you should be a software engineer or you should be a doctor or you should be a nurse.
Yeah.
It can be hard to be like, that isn't going to work for me, because at the end of the day, these people aren't going to work your job for you or pay your bills or live your life for you. So yeah, that's one of the things I think about. That's like one of the main things that popped up with that question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Do we have any like final questions? I know we were given a 5-minute warning.
Yeah. I think the one I want to hear from you the most is how do you overcome the pressure of perfection?
Yeah, that's a recent one for sure. Yeah, lately I've been talking to just the mentors in my life about like I feel this way about school. Like I got a be on an assignment and I was like, oh, stupid. No, I should have done better on that.
Yeah.
And she goes, honey, slow down. She's like, what? And a phrase that my dad has been saying my entire life, mainly as a joke, but has now like really stuck with me the last couple of weeks is, you know what they call the guy at the bottom of the graduating class of doctors?
What?
Doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it was like, you know, like,
yeah,
if I put in the work and I did it well, I can be proud of that, even if it's not perfect.
Yeah.
And imperfection is what makes us so human. And if I were perfect, I would have to figure everything out myself.
Yeah,
exactly. Then, in my point of view, it's like, then why would I have my religion? Why would I
exactly
have God? Why would I follow Jesus if I'm already perfect? Like, that's so stupid. And so the fact that is my identity and that it's hinged on the fact that like you are imperfect is unbelievably freeing.
Yeah.
Do you feel have you gotten any freedom from feeling like you need to be perfect?
Yes, it's something that it comes up in therapy a lot for me. Yes.
We love therapy.
Yes. I think with school, like I'm less like, oh, I need to be perfect at my academics, because I feel like I know what I'm capable of doing, you know what I mean? But
for sure.
College isn't just about like your academics. Like I have to focus on like job searching and working and relationship building and other stuff. So, but I feel like in my life, like not feeling like I'm doing enough or something like that, or not feeling like I'm being perfect in the routines that I build myself, but just remembering like I'm still young and the desire to want to do more is like really good.
Sweet.
And desire to grow is like what pushes us forward. So
what's the song? It's Vienna by Billy Joel. Slow down, you're doing fine.
Yeah.
You're so ambitious for a juvenile.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. I think on that note,
I
think that we're probably out of time.
Right?
Yeah.
Probably.
All right.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, this has been My Story, My Reality. Have a good one, guys.
Bye-bye.